Owning property is a strong asset for investors, and recently there's been a healthcare real estate boom that some in the industry could benefit from. Dr. Zeus Kaufman, he's a founder of Zeus Companies. That's an investment firm with over $1 billion in assets. He joins us via Zoom this morning with some important information about that boom. Good morning, Steve. How are you today?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Everyone's looking to make a little extra money, and there may be an opportunity here, maybe even a side hustle. Can you explain to our viewers why healthcare real estate has become such a hot investment opportunity?
Yeah, not surprisingly, I think you would assume that baby boomers are the number one demographic in society that go to the doctor. And by 2030, all baby boomers will be over 65. So there's going to be a pretty big influx of new patients and ongoing patients for a lengthy period of time. But a surprising fact that you may not know is the second demographic that goes to the doctor the most is millennials. And this is because healthcare has become accessible and affordable during their lifetime, and it's spread basically to all demographics now. If you think about everyone who's gone to the doctor, everyone's going to the doctor more now than they went 5 years ago, and they definitely are going more than they went 10 years ago. And again, it's not only because of the Affordable Care Act, but it's also because healthcare is more affordable and more accessible, and so we feel like we have more access to it, so we go get it.
Absolutely.
This created a unique opportunity for average Americans, just like me and you, to invest in healthcare investments and healthcare companies unlike we've ever seen before.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The baby boomers, that huge boom of population is going to be in that chapter of life. And so healthcare is going to be needed. What about, does this include like assisted living facilities and senior living?
It includes assisted living, it includes even mental health facilities. It includes your normal physician that you're going to for a normal checkup. It goes to the emergency room or the urgent care that you see on the corner when your child's sick and you don't want to wait till the following Monday morning for a pediatrician appointment to then wait another week or 2 weeks for them to be available. You can walk into that urgent care or that emergency center that's on the corner of that strip center in your neighborhood and be seen by a doctor right away or a nurse right away. That sort of access is pretty addictive to people, and they like it, and that creates a unique opportunity for investors to take advantage of.
I see. That makes a whole bunch of sense. You see these urgent cares popping up all over the place, and obviously someone is putting the money behind that. Are those the types of projects that you're most optimistic about?
We think that access across the board for healthcare is what we're optimistic about. The more access you have, the more opportunity there is for consumers or Americans to take care of their healthcare more seriously, more rapidly, and more affordably. And so with that, of course, you're going to see the spread of those continue throughout the country.
Well, you see a lot of, obviously, real estate investing happening. There could be landlords watching this and maybe considering, hey, maybe I should get into the healthcare real estate field. What should they be looking for? What the differences between healthcare real estate and typical real estate investing?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's a pretty big leap when you go from investing, for example, in stocks or Bitcoin or residential real estate into healthcare. We typically say bridge the gap somewhere between by investing with someone else or partnering with someone else who's been there before. We don't mean this information at Zeus Companies. We mean doing this anywhere, taking this information. The number one asset class to invest in it in all commercial real estate actually in 2024 is healthcare assets. And we recommend that anyone looking to invest actively or passively, they look to invest in this asset class, whoever they're doing it with. You don't want to be standing at December 2025 looking back at 2024 financially thinking, what should I have done differently? And the thing that would have been to invest in healthcare. And so your viewers now are having that advantage. You've given them a real leg up on where to place their money for the next 12 months at the very least.
And you mentioned active and passive. I mean, there are people out there who actively, this is what they do. They invest in real estate. That's how they make their money. But for somebody who might be looking for a passive income or a side hustle, you're saying this is a great field to look at.
Well, the reason why it's a great field to look at from a passive standpoint is because you have a much more likelihood of the investment going to fruition exactly how you predict. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you're a passive investor, you're not active, which means you're not the one responsible. And so if you're picking a passive investment, you really want one that's going to most likely cross the finish line exactly how you expected. And healthcare assets are considered the number one asset class to do that.
And I'm sure you have got a lot of great information for folks who want to possibly get into that field. Talk a little bit about Zeus.
Yeah, sure. We are a 20-year-old company, private equity company located here in Houston. We're in Houston, which, if you may recall, is the healthcare capital of the world. We have the largest medical center in the world and the largest healthcare agglomeration in the world. So being headquartered here has given us an advantage on some of the key insights to investing in healthcare. And we have about $1 billion in assets across different commercial assets and healthcare assets.
Perfect. Steve, thank you so much for the time and for the information. Had no idea, but it sure does make a lot of sense. That is a booming field, healthcare real estate. In that industry, you want more information? ZeusCompanies.com or the phone number right there on your screen. We'll be right back.